the state of the game as regards to how good it is. We all know how appalling Warlords of Draenor is. Absolutely abysmal. After 6.0, it hasn't been supported at all. But they've made good money off people. Why have they made good money? Because they haven't fucking done anything with the game. If you haven't done anything with the game, you haven't produced any content for the game, then you're saving money by that determination alone. And therefore, if you turned around to your shareholder and went, yeah, profits are up on World of Warcraft, or profits are steady with the World of Warcraft, but you've lost 1.2 million subscribers that quarter, that doesn't say anything about the health of the game whatsoever. So they are literally, you have become reductive. You have been reduced down to nothing. They have dehumanized you. They are not wanting to look at you as a human being anymore. You are currency. Now, I am not saying that subscriber numbers alone are the determining factor to decide the health of a computer game, but what I am saying is subscriber numbers are very much a poignant and relevant metric to determine how things are working out. Because if people are leaving hand over fist because they feel as if they're being nickeled and dimed, if they are leaving hand over fist because they feel there isn't enough to do within the game, but you're still making money, you can only make that money for a finite period before it starts to drop itself. Because unless you milk the remaining people for additional, it just isn't going to be sustainable. So subscriber numbers are very, very important to the health of a game. You will make, just by logic alone, more money by having 10 million people play a game than you will by having 5 million people play a game. So their decision to decide not to release World of Warcraft subscription numbers anymore as part of the metric, I believe, is cowardly. It's spineless and it's cowardly, and to be perfectly honest with you, fits in with the current ethos of Blizzard Entertainment right now, certainly the team that's surrounding the World of Warcraft. They've been reluctant to admit to their mistakes in this expansion. They've been reluctant to actually come out with any new content for this expansion, and this itself just really puts that cherry on the cake. Now, one of Blizzard's popular go-to excuses for not producing stuff for the World of Warcraft has always been, it's a matter of resources. We don't have the resources. Bear in mind, of course, that they are operating off the biggest team for WoW that they've ever had, and producing the lowest amount of content ever. But when you hear something like that, and then also today you find out that Blizzard have agreed to buy King Digital Entertainment, the people that are responsible for Candy Crush Saga, for a staggering $5.9 billion. Yes, $billion. This is a company that has plenty of resources. So it is a conscious decision not to funnel certain resources into the World of Warcraft. So yeah, I think there's the whole decision to hold back subscription numbers is nothing more than propaganda for the shareholder, because they could be saying to the shareholder, we're making more money, but if they also have to announce that they're losing subscribers to do so, it puts a negative spin on it. So the shareholder might lose some faith and might pull out. So what they've done now is just removed the inconvenience of the subscriber. They've just pushed us to the side as an annoyance for the shareholder. That's what they've done there. So now they can just say profits are X, profits are Y, doesn't matter that we're losing people. But I would be very, very intrigued to hear what people have got to say about this in the comments section down below. They might think it's not a big deal. Other people might think, like me, that it is quite a big deal. And also, what do you think about the 100,000 subscriber loss? Does that sound realistic to you? I mean, let's face it, Blizzard have to tell the truth here. They can't fudge the figures. Funcom have just been fined a hefty amount of money for fudging the figures for the secret world. So Blizzard aren't going to run the risk of releasing, of incurring heavy fines by fudging figures. So this has got to be true. But again, it'd be interesting to hear your thoughts and feelings. So I hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe. Follow me on social media and Twitch for live streaming. Links are in the description down below. And I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
He's on, though, to do it.
Well, yes.
Okay. All right. I'll remind you to bust his proverbial balls.
Oh, whoops. I put the apostrophe on balls, and I meant to put it on Daryl's.
Oh. You should put Z's at the end. People like that.
Daryl's.
Balls.
And I'll capitalize Z.
Okay. I think we're ready.
Sure.
Do I have... Yeah, you told me music. Got the order.
I got the read in front of me.
WF.
I'd rather have a read in front of me than a frontal lobotomy.
Reliever of... What's that from? That's from something.
Yeah, it's Tom Lehrer, I think. I'd rather have a bottle in front of me than to have a frontal lobotomy.
Frontal lobotomy. And he's always on the piano, and that was like a Dr. Demento thing.
Yes.
Okay. Now I remember.
Tom Lehrer.
Yep.
The smartest cynic you'll ever find.
Ever in the world. Okay. Well, I think we're ready to go. Probably should record this. Let's do that. Okay. It's recording. Is it? Yeah, it is. Okay. Yep. All volumes good. Reads up. Here goes. It begins. 3, 2, 1. Coming up on TMS, how much is the Force with us?
How big is your Costco?
Pretty good, it turns out. Or big, rather. You gave my kids drugs.
Aw, South by South reverse.
Overwatch does not have to change its name.
Fitness geek.
Jury duty. Oh, that's not actually true. Emails and more on this episode of The Morning Stream.
He had Dudley take off his shirt so they could play Tarzan and take some pictures.
This is the brain of a 14-year-old. So is this, after smoking marijuana.
This is The Morning Stream. You know, Tom Hanks gets like $5 million to do this all day.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to TMS, The Morning Stream, for Tuesday, November 3rd, 2015. I'm Scott Johnson. That's Brian Everett.
Yes, it is. Dude, was that... is there such a thing as Different Strokes audiobooks?
No, but the episode... Okay, you know the one with Mr. Carlson where he's like the molester at the bike shop?
Bicycle shop guy who makes Dudley take off his shirt.
Yes. So I have another clip here.
Do you guys like some pizza and some funny tasting Kool-Aid?
Let me find this other one.
Oh, the humanity.
It says... Let's see. What does he say? Do you want a drink? Let's see. No.
What has Christ?
No.
Drink milk 3 times.
No, I can't find it. Dang it. Is it Strokes? I got to find where I put this audio. But anyway, the point is, I have another one of him making moves.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I can't find it. I'll keep looking. But yeah, it was the one where Dudley's the friend, right?
Yes.
And poor Dudley, really.
Dudley was really the red shirt of that episode.
He totally was. I can't find it.
Nothing but a crap sandwich.
That might be a tweet. I think I'm going to tweet that. Dudley was the red shirt of the molestation Different Strokes
That's not bad.
episode.
That's not bad. I think you ought to do that. Oh, here it is. Is this it?
I like being a virgin because I'm different.
No, that's not it. All right. Well, anyway. Yeah, I found that episode and started cutting pieces out of it because it is a weird, creepy episode. He's like telling the kids, so you want some wine with these hot dogs? It'll help loosen us up a little bit. It's like, dude, freaking what the crap, man? That is a weird thing to do, even back in 1984 or whatever it was. All right. Anyway, hello, welcome. And Jury's not here. I screwed up. I thought he was, and then he told me this morning he's on a flight, so that's why that was still in the read.
Oh, okay.
He's on a flight. So here's what we know about Justin Robert Young, or as the internet now knows him, Justin Robin Young.
Justin Robin Young. Oh, we're terrible with names.
It's terrible with names. How ironic was that? That was great.
I know. Of all people.
Yep. Amazing. Anyway, he quit his day job. And
yes.
And when I say day job, I mean his all day, all night, travel constantly job.
Right, the Go Games job.
Yeah, the job, which is, a good job. But, man, the guy's over 30. Give him a break. He needs to slow down a little bit. And instead focus his efforts on pure internet entertainment. That's all he's going to do, which doesn't slow you down at all. he's going to be very busy with that, and we're very excited for him, and I was really looking forward to talking about it. Having been in his shoes at one time or another, I'd very much like to discuss it, but he is not here today, nor will he be here this week, but he will be back next week to talk all about it.
Yeah, that was a big discussion over hard ciders last week when he was here for that night, was talking about the fear of striking out on your own and saying, all right, I'm gonna pull the pin, I'm gonna pull the ripcord and do this.
Well, the nice thing about it is, let's say this, Brian. If this is I'm just throwing this out as an example. This is not a thing that's actually ever happened or would happen, okay? But I'm just gonna throw this out as an example. If I'm bumping around doing my thing, been at it for a few years now, since 2009 or whatever it's been officially, and I'm working away on it, and then suddenly I get a phone call out of the blue from Mike Morheim at Blizzard, and he says, Scott, we'd like you to become a full-time media podcast guy here at Blizzard. You'll host all of these shows, you'll do all this guest interview stuff, blah, 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 and it's this big, pay check and all, like if that happened, well, you'd have to consider it. You'd have to think about it, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Whether you do it or not is a big question. I don't know. I actually turned down I won't say with who, I think some people know, but I turned down a video game developer job to do a similar thing in favor of doing what I wanted to do because I had a weird feeling about it, and it turns out my weird feeling totally paid off. But anyway, I won't say who that was. People will probably figure it out. People will figure it out. But my point is that if that happened, it's a thing you'd consider. So if Justin is bumping away doing his internet thing, and then suddenly somebody came along and said, oh, man, we love what you do. We want to, hire you to be basically that for us, and it was this very lucrative opportunity, well, he could consider that. So the nice thing I guess what I'm trying to say is, when you do this, it isn't like you're making some kind of pact with the devil and there's no turning back. You can do whatever you want.
Right.
You have all the control is the point.
You have all the control, you have all the fear, you have all the... But I mean, if it doesn't work out, then you may not be able to go back to your old job. They'll have filled that one with Janice from accounting who's been eyeing your position for years.
Exactly. But that's okay because you probably didn't want that back anyway. You probably want to move to something else. The point is I totally get that feeling of like, oh my gosh, it's like you're stepping off the edge of something. What he'll quickly learn, as I did, was that the only thing you should have done is tried it sooner. That's all. Because after a while, you're like, damn it, why didn't I do this sooner? I could have done this. I was so chicken for so long. But anyway, I'm stoked for him. We'll talk more about it as we get him back on the show.
Sure.
Brian, it's Cock 6, check 2015.
And obviously only you and I can see the show notes.
Right.
But the fact that you spelled it as two separate words.
Yep.
And put a trademark symbol. That just shows your devotion to this project.
Well,
your devotion to the craft,
to the stupid prep of the morning show that we do every morning.
Absolutely,
yeah.
yes.
So I want to know how your bum is because you're coming to BlizzCon. People are worried about you. What's going on? What's happening there?
Well, I came to the realization last night and especially overnight because anytime, basically, I sleep on my side. Yeah. Thank goodness. But anytime I roll over to sleep on my other side, the pain wakes me up.
Okay.
And so I know I turn over. Last night I changed positions 6 times when I was sleeping.
Wow.
Because I woke up each and every time.
Right.
So
you don't need no app to tell you that.
I don't need no app. I don't need no CPAP machine to tell me that. So I don't feel like it's, all right, a bruise would go away after a while.
Yeah.
And would subside.
Yeah.
This is like, all right, this is probably, it's got to be a fracture.
I think it's cracked,
It's still at a level 8 3 days later.
Yeah, if it's still that bad, I'll bet you cracked it. And that's the stinker, right? Because your brain goes, maybe I should go get them to check it. But your your rational side says, yeah, but what are they going to do?
Right, exactly.
They're just going to charge you a copay and tell you to get the hell out of there.
Exactly. Thanks for the money.
Yeah.
I'll put this right in my swimming pool.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, for the full, really, we've pretty much, we're eliminating Disneyland from this trip. So that's out. No big deal.
Yeah. Right.
It's a bummer, but I mean, there's one thing I really look forward to there when I go there with Tristan is taking a picture of him every year or every time we go in this very same spot that's kind of this little hidden alcove in New Orleans Square. It's like this little, I mean, alcove is probably the best way to describe it. There's some stairs and some potted plants and stuff like that. And when Tina and I took him when he was like 3, we took a picture of him on these stairs. Then we went back a few years later and we were like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if we took a picture of him in the same position on those same stairs? And so every time we go there, I get a picture of him sitting on those stairs. So it's kind of a cool little thing to watch him change.
It's a tradition, sure.
And boy, has he changed this last year.
Oh yeah.
so it'd be interesting to document this phase of Skrillex's life here.
Yeah, it'll be good. When I see him, I'm going to say, "Oh, now, who are you cosplaying as today?" Just to see what he says.
Are you Azrael Abyss?
Wait, I remember you from the third wing of Ice Crown Citadel. What? You were really hard to take down. That's fantastic.
So that's going to be a bummer. No, what I'm really worried about is the flight.
Oh yeah, because you got to sit there, dude.
I have to sit there. Now I usually try and get a window seat. Now it's Tristan and I going together, so I like letting him have the window seat because he likes looking out.
Sure.
The whole time. He's one of those
pensively,
people
sure, I understand.
who just stares out the window the whole flight.
Yeah. While Mad World plays in the background. do 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 do. Anyway.
Oh my God, that's funny. But I'm going to try and I'm going to go for 2 things, and I'm flying Southwest, which is where they basically open the door, and everybody makes a mad dash onto the plane, pushing people out of the way, kicking over old ladies, hoisting children, throwing them over the back of the seats and stuff.
It's literally a cattle call, the way they do it.
It is. I mean, obviously, it's a lot more organized than that, but
sure, not much though.
Not much. So I'm going to try and get an aisle in the exit row. And which means Tristan's probably going to get the middle seat in an exit row, which means he's probably not going to be able to look out the window. But, hey, sometimes the kid's got to take one for the team.
I agree.
Can't always be the dad.
I agree. You provided the seat in the first place. All right?
Right. So, he didn't pay for this.
Nope.
He didn't pay for this flight.
Nope. None of this is his. So
not paying for the hotel. He's not paying for the BlizzCon.
Scooch over, Skrillex.
My God, now that you mention it, he owes way more.
Think about it. It goes deep, man.
Right.
Layers deep. Well, all right. So that'll be interesting. You're not going to take your little donut, though, with you, are you? You going to take that with you?
I don't want to.
I know you don't want to, but you might have to.
I don't want to, Scott, but there's a little part of me that's thinking, damn it, do I need to take the freaking donut? Do I need to be that guy?
Oh, I'd feel for you, man. I would just feel for you. I would understand it, and I would back you up, and I would fight in an alley for you. But I feel for you. Like you can't. Nobody wants a bum donut on a plane. Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody does. Because it's a sign of something. At least that's what I like. To me, it would be like, "Hey, everybody, look at me and my weird problem." Like that's how it would feel. Now, you're way more zen with the world than I am. Like
I try to be.
You do a pretty good job of that. Like you're not so worried, and that's a good thing. I think that's a great thing, and it's to be admired. So maybe it's fine. F those guys. One day they'll need their own donut, and who will support them?
Right. I'll sit and laugh at them with their donut.
That's right. Maybe a neck pillow. Someone in the chat room says you can just use that. Just pull that down there. Those neck pillows.
Yeah, those are big though.
They're pretty big. Yeah, that would prop you up, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I was thinking I could, because they have blankets on some flights. I was thinking I could kind of roll up the blanket and kind of make it in a U shape, and just have that on the front of the seat. So,
or get one of those fart blankets. You 2-for-1 deal. It'll be a cushion, and
Wow, talk about going right to the source too.
Exactly.
apply charcoal directly to the bum.
Yeah, the charcoal bung application. Wow, I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting. You're going to have stories, and that's what I like.
Yeah, I'm going to have stories. There'll be stories.
There'll be stories. So the show will benefit. Once again, you get something out of it here, folks, just by tuning in. Well, all right, there's that. Also, I have a little test to see how much or where we would be in the world of Star Wars in terms of our force power.
Before you do that, let me just throw out one really quick thing, because I should have done this when we were talking about it earlier, but that whole Leo Laporte audio thing came to us from listener Brandon, who let us know about that map and let me know about it. I think you already knew about it, but also copied, extracted isolated all that Leo Laporte audio. So big thanks to Brandon.
Yeah, thanks for doing that, dude. We love it when you guys send us little clippy things and stuff like that. So everyone should always be encouraged to do that sort of thing. We like to give credit where it's due.
For sure. Now, okay, so the Star Wars thing.
Star
Should
Wars
I click
thing.
this link
Yes,
too,
we're gonna both do it at the same time.
Okay, all right.
Brian Ibbett.
Brian Ibbett and
Scott Johnson's got.
yeah, both of us are gonna do it. Okay. Can you dig it?
Can you dig it?
All right, here we go. Pick your favorite movie is the first question, and it gives us all 6 of the films as currently constituted.
Easy.
By the way,
easy choice.
By the way, have you noticed a real shift toward the orange in the 90s and 2000s versus
it's like,
weird?
It's funny. It's like Blast Furnace versus Ice Crown Citadel, right?
Yeah,
Everything.
totally.
The first 3 were totally blue.
Yep, blue and cold.
Blue and cold, and then
we had a real switch
the prequel
there.
trilogy was super orange. So
yeah. By the way, congratulations to Adele, who now is the lord of all music. You hear about all the records she broke this week?
yeah,
Most
good
digital
Lord.
downloads ever.
Ah, good Lord.
Yeah, good. I like what you did.
Yes, except it's Adele. Not
It's
Lord.
Adele, but still. All right, so we've chosen. We can say what we're choosing. So we picked our favorite movie. I chose Empire Strikes Back. What did you choose?
As any decent and intelligent human being would, yes.
Okay. What?
I'm kidding, because there are some people in the in our Slack group, and I think it's a total age thing, that they're if you're younger and you saw those movies as your first theater experience of Star Wars, you may be more likely to enjoy them.
Yeah,
It's hard for us to say because it felt like such a letdown for us.
Plus, we've trained our children properly, and we've given them the full range. Like Nick, even though he wasn't even born when Phantom Menace came out. He saw all those prequels and loved them, but I very quickly said, all right, but then there's these, bud. Let's watch these, too.
Oh, so he saw the prequels before he saw the original trilogy.
He did, and yet he still, to this day, if you ask him now at age 15, which is his favorite, he'll say Empire Strikes Back.
Well,
so he likes the whole original series way better than the prequels. So I feel like I did my job. All right, I did my work.
Yes.
What's your excuse out there, people? What planet are you from? Our options are Tatooine, Naboo, Hoth, Coruscant, Alderaan, or Dagobah. I'm choosing Tatooine.
What planet are you from? So,
meaning, like, if you had to live on one of these planets, which would it's basically
you chose Tatooine?
Always. Tatooine is easily my favorite planet in the
It's
the
all
universe.
desert.
I know, I love it, dude. Have you not paid attention to my predilections over the last couple of years?
Well,
if you give me a giant desert with like a guy yelling shiny and chrome in it and freaking drive a big truck through it or have a lightsaber fight, I'm in all the time.
Sure,
I love
but
it.
at least, yeah.
I love it.
I'm
Huge fan.
torn between Naboo and Coruscant. I like Coruscant is like the Las Vegas of planets.
I was not going to be surprised if you said that. That sounds
Naboo
like
is
your kind of
pretty.
thing.
Like Naboo it's like Italy all over the place. I'm going to say Coruscant because I think there's going to be places that are open all night.
They have good
Coruscant.
nightlife in Coruscant. I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
You know that cantina closes at like 7.
There's a lot of scum and villainy in Tatooine. Part of the problem is I was raised here and I spent a lot of time in southern Utah, which is a lot of canyon land and deserts and rock formations and red rock and stuff, and it just is in my blood. So I just love that.
Yeah.
How do you get around? Do you do an X-Wing fighter, a Millennium Falcon, a TIE fighter, a Naboo Royal Starship, the Delta 7, a Star Sprite Light Interceptor, or Slave 1?
Damn. It's hard not to just automatically go to the Falcon, right? But the Slave 1 is pretty damn cool.
I'm all about personal vehicles, crafts that are just for me, so I'm going Slave 1.
That's actually the reason I wouldn't, because you can get around on the Millennium Falcon. There's
stuff you could do, but then people are going to ask you to help them move and shit.
Well,
like we got to get. I'm trying.
It is a cargo ship. It's
exactly.
It's like owning a pickup truck and saying, "No, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna haul your mattress."
Yeah, I can't. I don't want to go to the dump Saturday morning. I don't want to do any of that. So I'm taking the Slave 1.
There's no chess set on Slave 1.
Slave 1 is very. He's no
You're
good to
be
me
only
dead.
playing iOS games.
That's
on Slave
true.
1.
That's true. It's fine with me. It sounds good. I don't know if you've noticed a tendency here, but both Slave 1 and Tatooine both lend themselves to I like some good solitude. I like the independence of being alone sometimes.
Okay. Well, I'll give your family a ride to wherever you're headed.
Yeah, that's fine.
And meet you there while you fly there in Slave 1, you selfish bastard.
Yeah, I am going to assume here that I'm the lone dude in space. That's how I'm treating this. There's no family involved. If there were to be different, obviously.
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett. All right, who's your sidekick? Is it Chewbacca, Bib Fortana, Jar Jar Binks, R2D2, Nien Nub, or Lobot? I am all about Lobot.
Really? It's funny. I almost chose Lobot too because he's quiet. He just gets things done. He's got
great.
those sweet Beats headphones.
Yep, he's not complaining. He doesn't like mouth you at all. He just kind of nods and gets the job done.
Is Lobot? Do we know what Lobot is? Like, is he just? Is there a planet full of people with these things on their heads, or is he a robot?
He is a human with cybernetic implants, is what it says on the Wikipedia.
Okay.
So
look at you.
Yeah,
Well done.
I looked him up not long ago for different reasons. Because I was curious about the very question you asked. What is he? And he's just a human dude.
I think I'm saying R2D2 only because he'd be able to fix that crackling noise in my microphone.
Nice timing.
That's not where I was going, but you know what? That became the new priority.
He could do that. He could shut down the trash compactors on the detention level, like all that stuff.
By the way, David Croft points something out that Lobot is Coverville. So,
oh my gosh, I didn't even think of that.
You choosing Lobot, you're basically.
He never fight. He never argues or fights. He always shows up and gets the show done. He likes to be bald and have headphones on. All right.
Oh, love it.
You got it. He's also kind of a gas planet, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hey. Hubba.
What color is your lightsaber? Red, purple, blue, green, white, or yellow? I'm going white. That's badass.
There's a white lightsaber?
Yeah. I don't know who has it. I can't think who has it. Chat room will tell us.
All right. Well, let's answer this one. Yep, green.
Green? Okay.
Green.
It looks white on screen, but yes, green.
Well, it's white until I turn it on.
All
But,
right, so you're
even
like
when it was on, it looked green?
Yeah, so you're like a Jedi. No, it looked
I
white
have
when
the
you
Joda, or the Joda saber.
The Joda saber?
Joda saber.
So do I, but
Joda.
it's not exactly what you're thinking. All right.
Joda.
Yeah, Joda. Which army has your back? Is it the Clone Army, the Alliance Army, the Imperial Army, the Separatist Droid Army, the Gungan Raid Grand Army, or the Ewok Army?
Good Lord.
This is easy. It's the Imperial Army for me because they're just
Yeah,
the best.
because they bump their heads walking into...
They're no better than the rest of these chuckleheads.
Well,
Everything they're showing here.
The bottom three are useless. The Separatist Droid Army, the Gungan Grand Army, and the Ewok Army might as well be the Keystone Cops.
Yeah, they're terrible. The Clone Army, maybe. The Alliance Army, they got killed a lot in that opening scene. I just feel like the Imperial Army, there's just so many of them. It doesn't matter how bad they are. They're just overwhelm you with numbers.
Yeah.
So I'm going
maybe
Imperial.
the Clone Army for that reason too. I like the.
The clones are cool.
The clones
That's
are cool.
one of the things he
Clone
got
Army.
right. It's one of the other than having everyone have the voice of that same dude, and try to retrofit all that. I still think the clones are maybe one of the coolest things about.
Yeah, I'm going clones.
About the first movies or the prequels. All right, where's your base? Yavin 4, the Death
Dantooine.
Star.
It's on Dantooine.
Dantooine. The Jedi Temple, Planet Hoth, the Star Killer Base, or Jabba's Palace. I'm actually going Jabba's Palace, not because Jabba's there. I'm going to assume I've cleaned all that shit out of there, and it's all cleaned up, and it's for me now, because that's on the planet I want to live on. So I'm going Jabba's Palace.
Well, I'm certainly not choosing Planet Hoth.
Yeah, that's too cold, dude.
Yavin, basically, I mean, Yavin had that nice little foyer, but really, what did Yavin have?
Nothing. It had a nice foyer, very shiny robot, so one assumes nice cleaning facilities. That's about it.
I'm going to choose the Death Star, but I'm going to change its name as one of my first.
Okay.
As soon as I appropriate it as my base.
You're going to call it Tiny...
Happy Moon.
Tiny Hole.
It's going to be Happy Moon.
Happy Moon with a tiny hole.
Happy Moon with a tiny hole.
I like it. That was your porn name. Anyway. Finally, what is Mace Windu thinking in this photo? And it's a picture of him looking very seriously at it, like an iPad or something. And the options are, I dare you to make fun of my purple lightsaber. You have the gift, but you're too young to begin training. Damn, I'd kill a Sith for a bantha burger right now. Or the Force is strong with this mother effer.
Oh, I'm bummed that there's not a choice for say midichlorians one more time. I dare you.
Oh, that would have been perfect. I'm going to do I dare you to make fun of my saber. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah. I think, damn, I'd kill a Sith for a bantha burger right now.
All right, do that one. All right, so how strong in the Force is it with me? It says this. You got as Force sensitive as a Womp Rat in Beggar's Canyon. Sorry, not all of us have the gift, but hey, look on the bright side. At least now you're free to feel anger and love, all those awesome emotions that the Jedi are forbidden to feel. And basically they used a Han Solo gif of him dismissing Jedi crap.
Okay.
So what did you do?
You got, the Force is strong, but dark. Good news, you are definitely one with the Force. Bad news, you'll probably use that power to rule the universe with an iron fist. Lesai.
Wow. What are the chances that this is not very scientifically accurate at all? That this is just random and dumb?
Could there be scientific connection to this?
Well, it is BuzzFeed. Probably not is the answer.
Yeah, probably not. Very good, though. That was fun.
Yeah, that is fun. I like stuff like this. As we get up to Star Wars, we're going to do more crap like this. All right, everybody? So just bear with us. Hold on tight. Keep your arms and hands and feet in at all times.
In the vehicle at all times until it comes to a complete and final stop.
Yep, that's exactly right. Reminds me of Lagoon again.
Should I worry about the cat? All of a sudden, the cat's on the floor looking down like there was a giant spider that it wants to eat.
Like it's going to hurl?
No. Like it's it's on the hunt for something that could cause me physical harm.
Did you see, by the way, did you see Scott Fletcher's vine of that spider?
No.
You'll never be the same.
Oh,
it is the worst looking, most horrifying thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, somebody in the
in
the chat room, please locate that.
Yeah, chat room that up, guys, while we find Daryl.
I don't know if number one, I don't know if I want to see it. Number two, I don't know if I want my reaction to seeing that thing to be commemorated and recorded for all posterity.
Well, what I like about it is it has the name of. It sounds like a boss or a trash mob in a dungeon in World of Warcraft.
Oh, really? The spider has a name?
Yeah, it's something like Orb Weaver.
An Orb Weaver.
Oh, do you know what that is?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They look like kind of angular orange sometimes.
Yeah, like fruit with legs.
Oh, we get those all the time out here, and I even took a picture of one because his butt looked like a Ritz cracker.
Oh, weird! Really?
I tweeted that one out. Yeah.
Did you put a little cheese on it and go to town, or what'd you do there? No.
Did none of that, but
Good.
Here I'm gonna find that one for you.
All right, find that. I'll play this. It is Daryl's time. That means Stump a Trek Nerd, and it's brought to you by.
It's brought to you by. What brewery signed a 9,000-year lease? What two companies are working together to make a delicious ice cream and beer combo? Find out these answers and learn all about stouts with us in the newest episode of Have a Drink. Look for us on iTunes or go to haveadrinkshow.com. Come in and have a drink.
Ah, I like it. Daryl, you have two things to explain. One, this.
I can barf and talk at the same time. Yeah.
How'd you do that? What is that?
It's me talking and barfing at the same time.
God.
How are you making that happen?
It's like Tuvan throat singing is what we've got going on here.
I don't like it. I thought you maybe had like a tape playing behind you or something. No, it's you.
No.
You can just do that on demand, on cue.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Are you swallowing air or forcing air up as you're doing it?
Oh, I can't reveal my secret.
Yeah,
oh,
please
All
don't reveal yourself by horking it.
You're the Doug Henning of bodily noises.
It'll come up and flop sweatily onto the table if you do it too
Tell
much.
Scott, before you do anything else,
Yeah.
the link in Skype is the spider with the Ritz cracker butt.
All right, I'm taking a look. We're just gonna see what we got here. Oh, weird. That is a Ritz cracker butt. Is that what that is? An orb weaver?
That's an orb weaver, yeah. We get those all the time here. They're really, you know what, very creepy initially, but they're kind of cool looking once you get used to them. Because they've got that angular, sharp, pointy body, and
Tell my wife that. She won't go near a spider.
and they're completely harmless to humans. Basically, they're called that because they weave the coolest webs, and if you let it go and let it do its thing, then get a little mist water bottle sprayer thing on mist and spray it, you can get some really cool pictures of their webs.
Do they call them orb weavers because their bodies are kind of like orbs?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
And that they weave, yeah.
Except that yours is like some kind of weird cracker shape.
Yeah.
That is really weird.
He's a Ritz weaver.
Well, the one Fletcher's got moving around in a bottle on video is horrifying. I did not like to see it.
Okay.
Daryl, Brian's got something to kick your butt about. What's going on?
I'm not going to say who I was talking to, but you'll probably be able to figure it out after you hear what he says. But he tells me that Daryl, after talking about a recent snack that we had as part of the food testing segment of this show, and how we liked it, Daryl said, "Yeah, but the food testing in on TMS is more about testing really bad things."
Oh, that's harsh, man.
Like he wants us to hate what we taste.
I love the pickles and the every once in a while we get. Admittedly, once in a while we get something weird and bad for sure. Like nobody's gonna.
It's more entertaining when we're suffering.
Well,
things like
maybe
that.
more entertaining, but I don't want this segment to be all about. All right, send us the most horrible thing that you can think of, and we'll eat it on the air.
Yeah, send Brian
now
more
that you
thick
brought
and
it
liquid.
up, that's exactly what'll happen.
I know, right?
We don't want to hear Brian do this. We don't want to hear that anymore.
You'd never in a million years be able to guess who on earth told me and even sent me a photo of the text discussion you had about that very thing.
I'm dying to know that now.
What a tattletale. I'm not telling him anything anymore.
Oh, it's a him?
I'll give you a hint. He's grumpy.
Oh! I know what it is. Or who it is, not what it is. Let's just say he has keys to a jail, so...
Right. Let's just say he's responsible for giving us yogurt soda.
Yeah.
Spoiled yogurt soda at one point.
One of the worst poisonings we ever got on the show.
But one of the most entertaining foods to eat.
Well, this is true.
You're not wrong about that. But what you might be wrong about is today's trivia question. I
have something first.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
Have you seen the footage from the Warcraft movie?
No. What? There's something got leaked again?
15-second teaser trailer dealie?
What?
Yeah.
How did I miss this?
It just came out about 10 minutes ago.
Hold on, my Twitter feed has nothing in here.
I retweeted something.
Didn't expect a teaser, they say. Exclusive trailer debut Friday. I'm trying to find it.
Here, I'll give you a link, Scott.
I can't believe this.
Skype, right here.
All right. I'm gonna
click
play
that second link in Skype.
I'm playing it. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm playing it. I'm terrible. Whoa. That is teasery as shit.
Yeah, it is.
Also,
yeah, there you go. It's you gotta love the day and age we live in, where we don't get just a trailer for the movie.
Sorry, I started playing again. Sorry,
to make us watch the movie.
Yeah.
We get the teaser trailer to get us excited for the trailer.
Which happens this Friday, by the way. So we'll be in the audience when they do it. Y'all will see it when it hits, I suppose. I think everyone gets to see it.
You'll be sitting up front in the VIP Blizzard seats, and I'll be in the back with.
Well, press seats, to be clear. I don't want anyone to think I have some special Blizzard seats. Me and Morheim hanging out in the front row there. But no, it's going to be that's going to be pretty epic. And I think we now pretty much have a good idea of what the big deal is on the opening ceremonies. I think the movie's going to be the big deal. You know, we've all talked about what game are they going to announce.
Although I guess it'll be more than what we saw last year at in that special theater.
Yeah, well, for the movie, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Like and the real question at this point is this the same trailer footage they showed at Comic-Con or not? And some of that got leaked, so I don't know. But I'm very excited. Also, who knew the Human King could jump off his freaking whatever that is, his
platform
and land on a griffin? It's pretty impressive. I don't remember doing that in the game. I'm just saying. That wasn't a thing I got to do. All right, so let's do this. What are we doing? Oh, yeah, Daryl, Trek Nerd. You ready?
Yep.
Okay. You've had your say. You've had everything you want to say, right? I didn't cut you off. I don't think I did. Here's the thing. It's a file. We're going to play this file. What Next Generation episode did this clip come from? Here's the clip. I'll play it. You got to guess. Here goes.
Geordi, how far and how fast can that transport ship travel?
Without warp drive, there's no way he could be out of our range by now.
We've been sweeping the area constantly, Commander. There's nothing within sensor range.
Sensor range, Will Wheaton. Will Wheaton.
Sensor range.
Your options are A, brothers, B, the hunted, C, suspicious, or D, the most toys. I almost read that as the moist toys.
He who dies with the moist toys wins.
Toys wins every time. Brothers, the hunted, suspicions, or the most toys. Them's your options. I want you to think real hard and fast about it because we have this to do. Wrong one. Sorry. What today happened in Star Trek history?
Oh, on this day in 1978, It was the 64th day of filming on Star Trek: The Motion Picture.
Wow, 78. When did the movie come out? 80?
Yeah.
So what took him so long? How come 2 years ahead? It seems weird.
That's normal time for making a movie back then.
Is it? Okay. It seems like it's... Is it just quicker now? Oh, what? Speaking of which, do we have updates on the TV deal? So this is... There's some confirmations. Streaming exclusively on CBS's app that you got to pay for to get. But also, there's some deal with Netflix where they'll get it after the initial run or something I read.
I didn't hear about that.
Somewhere I read that. So a bunch of people are really upset about this. Says, it's going to fail right out of the gate. It's not going to work. And I'm like, well, there are people who get HBO only for Game of Thrones and get Netflix only for House of Cards and get, various pay-for services only for the thing they're getting exclusively there. I'm not saying I'm all for this. I would much rather be more freely and openly available and more consolidated on more services. But I guess I'm not, shocked just because it's a CBS thing that nobody's using. I suppose that's where... Well, they will now, yeah. So I don't know that it guarantees any problem. In fact, what it does guarantee is if you get enough... Maybe it depends on this, but if you get enough subscribers, then your money is guaranteed. There's no question about, well, did we get enough commercial time, or did we... were the sponsors happy, or did the Nielsen ratings come back high enough? You don't have to do any of that. You just say, well, we have 8 million people subscribed. That's enough to not only afford this, but a bunch of other exclusive programming or whatever. So, but do we know, Daryl, anything else? Because I know you were watching this like a hawk yesterday.
Yeah, there's not really much more than that.
Okay.
There's lots of people spewing negative stuff just because of Alex Kurtzman's being involved, but...
What's wrong with him? Why don't they like him? What's his deal?
I don't know.
Huh.
I don't know. Because they think it's going to be another alternate reality thing.
Oh.
But we don't know.
We don't have any idea based on that. I don't.
That guy's a producer.
Sure.
He may not have any input into the thing at all. We just don't know.
Well, Seth MacFarlane said, who's known to be a big Star Trek guy and has tried to reboot the series and has had his hand in some of that and has been on Star Trek before, said on Twitter yesterday that he hopes that they don't go for a dystopic future, that this is an effort to be a little more optimistic, the roots of Star Trek. I agree with him. I hope that that's what they do. We got enough shows that are all about everything going bad. So how about one about where things went pretty good in the 23rd century? How about that?
Totally agree.
All right, back to the thingy here, the question. And happy birthday to the motion picture, which isn't as bad as I remember it, by the way. I liked it.
Oh, really? I think the last 20 minutes of that thing are bordering on unwatchable.
It's kind of bad, that part, but I
The
don't...
The first 2/3 of the film, or first even 3/4 of the film, I think is really good and really has a style we have not seen since in sci-fi.
Yeah. It felt pretty unique. It felt pretty unique at the time, and it did not do well against things like Star Wars. And I understand that, and I know why they changed the tone for 2 and all that. But there was something about all of that. But you're right.
Yeah,
the final,
the last 15-20 minutes are like watching an 8-year-old play with a spirograph.
Yeah, it's weird.
It needs to be edited for pacing, and then it's good.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. I saw. Didn't we see it was the extended one we saw for FilmSack, wasn't it?
I think they're all the extended versions. They all feel about 20 minutes longer than the director probably had intended.
That's funny. All right, Daryl, back to your deal here. You got Brothers, you got The Hunted, you got Suspicions, you got The Most Toys. What does your heart tell you?
Oh, my heart and my brain and my liver and my spleen all tell me The Hunted.
Spleen's always such a jerk. Oh, you knew that right off the bat, did you? That it was The Hunted? That's what it sounds
because
like.
they were looking for this guy and he was hiding behind a planet or some such thing.
Weird. All right, well, let's find out if you're right. Is it The Hunted?
Congratulations.
Oh, so far this week.
You're a winner.
2 out of 2. I'm very impressed. The Hunted, the Enterprise is tasked with intercepting a transport that was stolen by a convict from the penal colony. I love the word penal. It turns out the planet's government put them in prison after the war and never tried to rehabilitate them. So congratulations. You've done exactly as you intended to do this week, which is to make up for 2 terrible weeks in a row.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty rough, but you've done it. Tomorrow you have one more chance before BlizzCon to get it right. If you do, that's a perfect week in my book. Daryl's the Trek Nerd. You can find him on Twitter at the Trek Nerd. You can also find him at This Week in Trek at thisweekintrek.com and the Grumpy Cast. And now he'll play a game with us called What?
Is this an auction price? Wait, who's talking? What?
Go ahead.
Is this an auction price of a pair of Spock ears from, quit laughing, from Star Trek V or Colonel Potter's cap?
So a pair of Spock ears from Spock ears from Star Trek V.
Stock Spock ears.
Stock Spock ears. Well, you know, got to keep them in stock. Do you have any Spock ears in stock? Yeah. Or Colonel Potter's hat?
Cap, his hat, right?
That's what she said.
Here's your theme.
Let's test the ship's phasers.
I like that one, so we'll use that more often.
All right. Give us the price.
Yeah, give us the price.
$10,000.
Holy smokes.
Wow.
That's got to be ears.
It has to be, right? It can't be, but it's Star Trek V.
Yeah, but the Radar's bear got less.
Yeah, that's true. Radar's bear went for Hawkeye or Radar's cap went for like $600.
Yeah, and so if you're gonna give that away for that, and then Potter, who cares about Potter's hat? The thing smells like linseed oil.
That old man smell.
Yeah.
Radar's bear sold for $11,000.
Oh. Well, that's my point, though. Why would the hat be $10,000?
Yesterday, his hat sold.
Oh, the hat. Oh yeah, 1024.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 1024. That's right.
Oh yeah, the resolution / megabyte.
Sold for 1K.
1 megabyte. Okay, it seems so obvious to me. It has to be the ears because the ears would fetch big money, wouldn't they? Plus, you get both ears.
They're probably signed too, or they come in a nice display case or something like that.
They smell like aqua
Just
velva.
a couple flimsy pieces of latex in a Ziploc bag.
Looking like somebody's foreskin. But really, it's Spock's ears.
Right.
All right, we think it's probably... Oh, we didn't do this. That's what I meant to play earlier. Did it? We think it's the ears, so let's say ears.
Yeah.
Okay, and there's probably Leonard Nimoy skin cells in there, so you could grow yourself another Leonard Nimoy if you wanted to.
Wow.
The cap sold for $1,900, so you're right.
Oh, nice. $10,000
wow,
for the...
Potter's cap went for more than Radar's cap.
Weird. Why would that be?
I don't know.
The sweet old man smell you were talking about.
I guess so.
Yeah, that'll do it every time.
Smells like Potter.
Wait, say that again. Say smells like Potter.
Smells like Potter.
That's what she said.
Well done, sir.
See, I finally found a good use for that damn thing.
Television highlights of the news of yesteryear.
Let's do some headlines brought to you by...
Hello, Scott, Brian, and Frog Panthers everywhere. I've just released my first game called Battle Pixels, which is currently live on Steam Greenlight and available to download on itch.io. Battle Pixels is a fast-paced point-and-click shooter with a 16-bit retro feel. Please check it out on Steam Greenlight. Your votes would really be appreciated. Love the show, though. Many thanks. Happy art.
I saw his game on Steam before hearing about this from him. And I was interested then, so now I'm even more interested to know it's one of our own making something rad. So I'm always on the lookout for cool indie stuff on Steam, and I'm definitely going to check that game out.
Nice. Thank you for getting me hooked on my most recent iOS obsession.
Isn't that game great?
How do you pronounce it? Faith?
Faith, I think. It's a terrible name. I don't know what it even means. But
Faith.
It's like,
F-A-I-F.
imagine, I don't even know what to compare it to. There's other games similar to this where it's like, get swords and kill dudes with the swords, and it's like a match 3 sort of, except it's more like 5. But then you're not actually matching anything. You're gambling with this.
But
very
the fact
hard
that
to
it's
explain.
head-to-head. I mean, when I'm doing this, I'm playing somebody right then live.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and you can do custom games with your friends by using a code if you wanted. I mean, there's just different ways to play. But I love the style of it. It's all very flat and cool design. It's just awesome. Faith, F-A-I-F. That's a good game. So go get Faith, and then also get Battle Pixels on Steam.
There you go.
Hooray for me. Hooray for Utah. Salt Lake City just got the world's largest Costco. There is no Costco bigger than the one that just opened up on 300 West. That's sort of downtownish. They will have. Let's see. When customers enter the new Costco on 300 West, West here, they'll now have a new item to carry as they push their shopping carts around the expanded aisles. A map. Welcome to the largest Costco in the world, with aisle after aisle of merchandise, huge pallets stacked nearly to the ceiling, and now a business center to make the most supersized Costco, and what the company hopes is a destination for those who need warehouse-size orders. So the idea with this is it's not just for me and you to go buy a lot of Coke and a big thing of cheese.
Right.
It's also for like a business to say, like, let's say you're a restaurant business.
Right.
You could go there and buy like 3 pallets of napkins or a bunch of silverware or potentially, like businessy things for lots of businesses who need a bunch of stuff.
Right.
So anyway, it's big. I want to go down there and check it out.
People, you know what people are referencing to when we do this story.
What's that?
Is Idiocracy, about the massive welcome to Costco. I love you.
Yeah,
welcome to Costco. I love you.
That's right. I forgot about that.
And now you have it.
Yeah, now I have it. What else? There's some other stuff going on. Oh, a pharmacy accidentally distributed a bunch of bipolar medication instead of candy on Halloween.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this is bad. This is in Quebec, by the way, so way to go, Canada.
Wow. Well, see, thank you for not making that Florida.
Yeah, thank you
like
so
that,
much. You've torn that story from our southernmost state. Trick-or-treaters in Quebec got more a trick than treat when they accidentally received bipolar meds instead of candy. A Quebec City pharmacy unknowingly passed these things out. They are antipsychotic pills to kids after a customer dropped her 17-year-old son's prescription on the way out of the store. I don't know what that means. Medication was...
So, unknowingly passed out the antipsychotic pills to kids after a customer dropped her 17-year-old son's prescription on the way out of the store.
Oh,
so
they put them in the box or in the thing. The kid's prescription is in the giveaways.
Okay.
How did that work?
Visualizing...
How did that work? Do you open the cap and dump them in and mix it in? It wasn't.
That's what I was thinking, right? Because it's probably in a container, in a child-safe container, in a bag, in a paper bag, probably.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. It was quintiphine.
I was thinking it was like dropped on the floor, and then they just said, "Oh, pick those up, and we'll hand them out to kids."
Quintipine and Divalprolex.
Thank you. I guess.
Which are used to treat schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, and other psychological illnesses. According to another customer picked up the fallen meds and left it on the counter, just a bit too close to the candy bin. So unfortunately, we didn't know how. An employee just mixed it in with the candy by accident and distributed it. How though?
Right.
That employee needs to be talked to sternly.
Jeez.
I don't think he just screwed up and unscrewed it and dumped it in and mixed it in. What a mess up that was. Come on. Right. Something happened.
Yeah, the New York Post has an article about this. So all of you people screaming Snopes.
Yeah, quit screaming Snopes. It's on.
By the way,
yeah,
somebody on Twitter heard our show and said, yeah, my wife is a school counselor, and she actually knew a student came in named Ladashda, L-A-D-A. And that's a real thing from a real person. It's not like heard secondhand or third hand. This guy's wife actually was the person who saw this kid. So
was it the actual occurrence that everyone refers to then?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if it was, but
and this
certainly I could see that legend, that story, inspiring people to say, you know, that's actually not a bad name. You know, I was going to name the child Seven, but why not Ladashda?
Yeah, Seven, dude. That's George Costanza's idea, wasn't it? Oh my gosh, that's so good. Seven. All right. Well, who knows? But according to this, you are. It's not dangerous to ingest these pills, even though there are side effects, as always, like tremors, suicidal thoughts. Oh, suicidal thoughts. Yeah, I wouldn't call that dangerous. Jeez, police.
Yeah, nothing. At least that's not dangerous.
Yeah,
right?
At least that's fine. No one gets hurt when there's suicidal thoughts involved. Good Lord. South by Southwest, the festival down there in Austin, Texas. Mm-hmm. They have rethought their decision to cancel a day-long part of the festival and decided to reinstate it again because they're calling this Gamergate thing a mistake. The organizers of South by Southwest have confirmed they will run an all-day event on the theme of online harassment after they canceled 2 gaming panel sessions. One panel was about harassment in gaming. The other was about integrity of gaming journalism. The panels were canceled following threats of violence. Both issues have been linked to a furor that sprang out of a controversial Gamergate campaign. Gamergate is the name of the campaign. Blah, 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 blah. We know what that is. Mm-hmm. The movement became embroiled with a wider debate over claims of sexism in gaming. It gave rise to violent threats being posted online. Anyway, this was... They ended up with some violent threats that something would happen if they ran these 2 panels. They backed out. Everyone threw a canary because they're like, dude, they're letting the terrorists win. And so now they're like, all right, fine, we're doing it. So they're doing it. Now all eyes on Austin. Yeah, what did I say? Threw a canary? I've never heard that before.
I've never heard that phrase, but I love it.
It was a big deal when I was growing up. My mom and dad would say it. They'd say, listen, stop throwing a canary and get in your room and clean it. Or... boy, that lady at the mall sure threw a canary when her kid fell off the thing or whatever. That was very common when I grew up. Must have been regional.
There's a phrase that I'm going to start adopting, actually, that came from... So, on Halloween, I tweeted out this photo. We were sitting around the fire pit in front of the neighbor's house, And after like the logs had all stopped being, fully aflame, we had all these kind of glowing red cinders. It's that really cool part of the fire when you just have kind of the glowing cinders underneath.
Yeah.
And as I was looking at them, like, oh my God, like some of these actually, you can actually see a skull face or like a screaming face in these cinders. I'm going to take a picture.
Well, that's cool.
So I took a picture and I tweeted it out. And one of the responses I got was one of those Twitter ones where it translates it from another language. And the response's translation was Jesus tap dancing Christ.
Oh, no.
Translated from Indonesian.
Wow.
And I love that phrase now so much. Jesus tap dancing Christ.
I know there's a common one in Canada where they say Jesus Murphy a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love that one.
It should be Jesus Murphy.
Yeah, Murphy. Upper Murphy.
You have 30 seconds to comply, Jesus Murphy. Step away from the altar.
Yeah. Put the gun down. What else? Let's see. Oh, okay, finally in the news here before we take our little break here. Blizzard does not have to change the name of Overwatch after all. I actually forgot this was happening, or this was even a deal, but
I was not even aware this was happening. Crazy.
They got some good news. The company suing them over the game's title has decided to drop that lawsuit. Drama started back in 2014 when Blizzard filed a trademark for the title Overwatch. They soon learned that another company, Innovis, had applied to register Overwatch a year earlier. Because the products mentioned in Innovis's trademark app included a, quote, downloadable computer game and video game software, the United States Patent and Trademark Office suspended Blizzard's request. Blizzard decided that year, though, to go ahead with the announcement, obviously. And their name is all over all this swag and stuff. And I don't know if that's partly why we saw so much merch from Blizzard on this, was to try to
get
put
it out and
there.
get it like as established as possible.
Yeah, to say, look, we've got prior art, we've got business inflow. Like, you can kind of use some of those as arguments. Anyway, so however, it was not clear, or there was a clear out for both companies. Innovis Overwatch is a mobile app designed to be used in conjunction with paintball. You use it to communicate with teammates or survey the battlefield. In other words, it was very, very, very different than the online shooter Blizzard was working on. And their thing's not technically even a video game, so there's no reason they couldn't use the same name for different products. So they're just going to they're just both going to use it.
Okay,
that seems good. Good job, guys.
Yeah.
Because what are they going to call it otherwise? Underwatch.
The game previously known as Overwatch, and now it's just a symbol.
Overlook is another game, though, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know how you make any new names anymore. I don't even know how you do it. Think about that. Warcraft, if they hadn't have done that in like 92, they'd be screwed. Overcraft. Ooh, I like that. They could just stuck with the craft thing, put on the end of all their names.
Everything, right. StarCraft, Overcraft, HeroCraft.
Diablocraft.
Stormcraft.
Heroes of the Stormcraft. It's starting to get bad. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, it is Fitness Geek. And an email I think is interesting about spoilers we're going to get to. And I want to warn everybody, when we do get to that email, it does deal with some Game of Thrones stuff. It's nothing we haven't let leak before, okay? I want that to be clear. So if you've already heard us talk about Game of Thrones, you've heard us talk about this. If you haven't and you're just afraid of what this email might be about, then don't listen to that part of the show.
We'll give you plenty of warning so you can tune out.
Yeah, we won't spring it on you. It's fine. But let's do music before that. What do you got for me?
All right, this one comes from Thorigan, who we see every year at Nerdtacular. Says, dear...
Your fish sandwich.
All right, there you go. Bill, how you doing, Bill?
What is going on?
I don't know what's even happening, man. Because Bill. Justin Robert Young's flight got delayed, so he will be on the show today.
Good.
Yeah.
So glad that air travel screwed him.
Yeah. Take that. Take that, air travel. But before that, Bill. Because Bill. Bill.
Who never gets screwed by air travel.
No. Well, I don't want to say anything. I can't find his theme, so I'm going to play this.
We're eating a fish sandwich.
All right, there you go. Bill, how you doing, Bill?
What is going on?
I don't know what's even happening, man. I know you're happening. What's going on with you? How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah?
A little stiff. I think I tweaked something in my workout yesterday, but not enough to stop me. Damn it.
Nope. You're still coming to BlizzCon. What are you bringing? What are we going to see you bring? Are you going to bring something cool?
Yeah. Let me show you. I have it right here. This is part of it. Oh, I don't know if my video's coming through, but I have a giant axe thing. Let's see. Big old axe.
Look at the size of Bill's axe.
Look at that axe. It's a lot like the.
This is only half of it.
What's
I like
Garash's
the opening
axe?
in the middle of it too. You got a nice axe hole.
It's a gore howl, is what it looks like. A little bit.
It's a little something from Diablo. Nice. Little. Sort of a common axe design.
That's pretty cool. Is your brother coming this year? Or
Nay,
no?
He has a tiny human he must take care of.
I understand. I've seen that tiny human. There's much to take care of there.
Yes,
that's the way it goes with babies.
He had his 4th costume on this last weekend for Halloween.
Oh my gosh! Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He had a Batman costume.
Fantastic. How was your Halloween? Isn't that the time? Isn't that the day of year that all real cosplayers just make fun of everybody else? Isn't that how it usually works?
I didn't even leave the house. We were in the basement working on our BlizzCon costumes.
Great. The one universal cosplay day, and our best friend who is a cosplayer is in the basement.
Not even
working
out
on
there
cosplay.
enjoying and taking advantage of it.
No, I did enjoy a handful of peanut butter M&Ms.
That's all right.
There was that. Yeah,
that's okay.
But no, I had too much work to do. I still have to. I leave tomorrow morning. I still have to finish my costume.
Yeah, you got a lot to do, man. You got a lot to do. Oh, you're leaving Wednesday, are you? Well, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Get a little extra time there. Are they doing anything with you for anything like the nice cosplay stuff? None of that.
No, I'm just having fun.
All right.
Are you going to go up in the contest though?
No.
Oh, really?
Damn it! I want to see you up there.
I do too. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought about it.
There.
But here's the thing. I started my costume less than a week ago. It's good, but it's not exactly costume winning material.
All right.
Most of the people up there who win have put months and months and months
sometimes
into
like a year,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to say this about that event that I would want from you, though. And one of these years I want you to do it, assuming he's still hosting it. So this year we got Will Wheaton hosting the contest, right? What I would really like is if Bill got up on stage and Will Wheaton has a microphone and he motions you over to where he is, but instead of you going there, you say loudly so the audience can hear you, Will Wheaton, stand by me. That would make my whole BlizzCon.
And then you could point at the other side of the stage and go, train.
Yeah, train. You could yell train as loud as you could. Oh man, there's a real opportunity there. Anyway.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So it's good to have you back. Bill's not only a lord of all cosplay, but he's here to talk about how to stay healthy in a modern age, how we nerds can stay fit. He is the fitness geek, and he's brought something today. What do you got for us?
I have. This is a little old. This was last week's news, but I'm bringing it up because bacon causes cancer. You guys probably heard that.
I have heard that. That's been talked about a lot in the last few days, weeks.
Yeah, well, I feel bad because, like, a couple months ago, I did an episode where I was like, bacon's totally cool, you guys.
Yeah. Just don't overdo it.
Yeah, everything in moderation. I mean,
everything causes and stops cancer, right? Isn't that the deal?
Yes.
Exactly.
All right.
Well, it was interesting to dive into what the actual research was, though, because they're like, oh, it's World Health Organization. So whenever the WHO... and we're not talking about Roger Daltrey here.
The greatest band in the world.
Yes. Whenever they announce something, the whole world like holds their breath because the WHO, they know what they're talking about. They are the World Health Organization, and they have a whole division called the International Agency for Research on Cancer, and it's been around for a long time, and they gobble up research on cancer and sort of dive through all the data and see what they can find out. And it turns out that processed meats increase your risk for cancer.
So is there a substantial increase, or is it just like this minute thing you'd have to eat bacon every day all day?
That's the major thing there is that it is a risk if you eat 50 grams a day. Let's see here, that could increase colon cancer risk by 18%.
Good Lord.
So it is not insignificant, but it's not the sort of thing where you have to be like, halt all production of processed meats. You're like, oh, I can solve that tomorrow. Just eat a little less.
Wow. So I didn't expect you to say 18%. That seems like a sizable increase in risk to me.
Well, and the thing that people are freaking out about is because the processed meats are now in a specific group. They group this research on cancer agency. They group stuff in different classes, and this is in class 1. are like the same class as things like tobacco. So
Okay.
people are like, oh my god, salami is just as bad as cigarettes, especially if you smoke it. And no, it's not the case, because smoking every day increases your risk of lung cancer by more than 1,000%.
Yeah, like that one's a big one.
Yeah, it's pretty much a nail in a coffin sort of thing, and it's a lot harder to pedal back on that than saying maybe not as much beef jerky, maybe an entire bag of beef jerky every day. Not
well, that was going to be my question when they say processed meats. So this is what we're talking about: things like bacon, things like jerkies and salamis, and bologna, that sort of thing. What the trick, I guess, is what? Just stay with lean meat cut right from the carcass, and you're good.
That's not a bad option. What I found really interesting was they actually listed what it meant by being processed, right? Because cooking is processing, isn't it?
Sure. It's
what they say is anything that's cured, salted, fermented, smoked, or otherwise transformed to enhance the flavor or improve preservation.
Wow. So
that's what
so smoked. Ooh, that's a bad one.
And that's why bacon, anything cured or smoked, that's why bacon gets a bad rap.
Well.
What else is there? Oh, and then they listed bacon, sausages, hot dogs, salami, corned beef, beef jerky, and ham, as well as canned meat and meat-based sauces.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a
meat-based sauces. Weird.
Yeah.
Like spaghetti sauces and stuff like that.
Is that what they mean? Like, can I make a turkey spaghetti sauce and not die?
I got bad news, Scott. We all die.
Oh, yeah. Oh, really? Shit.
I get just a hunch, though. It's not going to be the meat-based sauces that take you out.
Yeah, I don't feel like that's going to be my problem. I think I'm going to have something else. I don't know. I got into the business one time with some friends sitting around late at night after playing some board games, talking about what we think would take each of us down. That was a morbid conversation.
Yeah, no kidding.
I think we all wanted to just drift off in our sleep at 85.
Right.
But that happens so rarely. Like,
I do actually keep a list of ways I don't want to go.
Yeah.
Oh, it's much easier to come up with that list. Right?
Yeah, because you're watching a movie and you're like, that one, I don't want that.
Yeah.
That's
Trapped
really bad.
under ice, burned.
Yeah, burned to death. Trapped under ice is a great one, Brian.
A long fall. Both of the, all those are.
Time to think about it.
I can do long fall. I think I can do long fall.
Really?
I don't want to, but I could deal with it because I know I'm not going to feel anything. I'm just going to hit.
All right. If you want to get really morbid, and you have the option, do you go feet first or head first?
Oh God.
Head first.
Depends on the distance.
Boy, now that you just quantified the question with that little granulation there, now I'm a little freaked out by it.
There you go. Good.
Yeah. Head first or
now
feet
you
first.
Can't handle it. Can you?
I wouldn't have thought of that.
Head first into a pie made of hot dogs and salami. I'm just waiting for Epic Mealtime to take everything from this list and make a meal out of it.
Oh yeah, hot dogs. I love a good hot dog. Damn,
doesn't.
I know they've never been good for me. Like, I'm not under this weird illusion that went from health food to cancerous in a day. But I just mean, now I'm going to think twice. It's like, do I really want that hot dog?
And that's the real takeaway for this too. So, like, for example, there's a lot of things you should do to reduce a lot of stuff you shouldn't eat, right? So reducing consumption of processed meats, that's not news to anyone, right? People have been saying that for years anyway.
Right.
It's not news. Don't eat as much of that. Okay, can do. Yeah. But also, like, reducing the risk of colon cancer, there's a lot you could do to do that. Like eating a lot more fiber, which you should be doing anyway. Again, it's not news to anyone.
Yeah,
they just shined a light on it.
A bright light that is also serves as a reactionary tale, like something that can freak people out and have them jump out of their chair and go, "Oh my gosh, cancer! Throw the bacon out."
Yeah, so they put bacon in the headline. Bacon always makes headlines.
Of course it does.
Yeah.
For good and bad in this
have
world.
Google alerts turned on for the word bacon.
Yeah. There's I mean, it makes me wonder sometimes. I don't want to get into. I don't know nearly enough about certain religious origins and stuff, but like the treatment of pork and cured meats in a scriptural context is interesting to me because that stuff is often seen as sinful. And I wonder if all we're doing is a modern equivalent of whatever that culture was. You know what I mean? Like we're just now we now have more science to back up our problems with processed meat or bacon or pork or whatever it may be. But isn't it? I mean, maybe we're just doing the same thing. We're just repeating history by going, I mean, we'll get to a point where nobody, you're going to start ostracizing people for ordering bacon or something. I don't know.
You want to? Here's a good. Speaking of pigs and pork, here's a good story.
All right.
My mom.
All
My
right.
mom, when she was a kid growing up, her uncle had a pet pig named Cynthia.
Oh.
And one year for Christmas dinner, they were all gathering around the table, and there was a big old ham in the middle of the table.
Oh no.
And someone had to speak up and say, "Hey, I didn't see Cynthia in the yard today."
Oh. That's terrible.
Yeah, and no one was hungry for Christmas dinner that year.
No.
Yeah. How's Cynthia? Well, you tell me.
Yeah, you tell me. Tender, crisp, bacon cheddar ranch. Fantastic.
She's not gonna give him cancer though.
Right. So in your mind, Bill, to sum this up, you're basically saying, look, don't go nuts and act like looking at bacon's going to give you eye cancer. But if we needed another reason to limit the amount of processed meat we intake, maybe this is a good time to think about that.
Yeah, well, really, it comes down to paying attention to what you're putting in your body and using that information to make good decisions.
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
Yeah.
As opposed to just letting whatever is in eye shot fall into your mouth.
But sometimes candy bars look real good to me,
Oh, God, they do.
They really do. And it's so hard for me to, like last night, I kind of screwed up and ate 3 of them. They were the small ones, the fun size ones, so it wasn't really even a full candy bar. But they were just these 2 Milky Ways and a Butterfinger sitting there from Halloween still. And I just thought, I can't walk past these without consuming them. It's not in my control.
Here too.
Yeah.
I just held up a Snickers bar to the camera because I do have a couple Snickers, the fun size Snickers bars right next to me.
Which are neither fun nor sized.
No.
Yeah. I took those peanut butter M&Ms that I had. I got a big bag of them, and my plan was to eat all of them on Halloween. That didn't happen, which is good. I shouldn't eat a whole bag of them. So I put them in the freezer. And now, when I'm feeling sinful, I walk by the freezer, I grab a handful of them, and I eat them. And then I put them in the freezer, and I forget about them.
And then I zip my pants back up, and I go back to bed. All right. Well, this is good advice for everybody. If you are coming to BlizzCon 2015 here later this week, please do say hello to me, to Brian, and to Bill.
Yes.
And our many other friends that will be there. I'm sure that we'll see quite a bit of Bill, and he'll be the guy with the rad axe.
Yeah, I have a...
Candy.
Yeah.
No. I do. I have a whole costume. Brittany and I are both doing Diablo costumes.
Nice.
I know you guys are fans.
Big fan.
I've got a Crusader. Brittany's going to be a monk.
Nice.
That's the plan anyway. We'll see if we get them done today.
I can totally see her in one of those monk sets of gear. I can totally see it in my head. She's perfect for it.
Yes, I agree.
I think your paladin is a little short. Aren't you a little short to be a paladin?
I have heel lifts for my boots, so I can be taller.
Do you have a flail, or are you just going to do the axe?
Just the axe.
Okay.
I wanted to make an axe. Like, my Crusader's gonna have an axe.
No, you found a good legendary with good stats. You're just having a hard time giving it up for a flail that's not as good. I understand.
Yeah, it's true.
It's fine. It's how Diablo works, and so why not have that happen in real life?
Yep. I also have a new video series starting tomorrow on my YouTube channel, all about 3D printing for prop and costume making. So,
that's great. Cool. People do check that out. Chimbeard on Twitter, of course. PunishProps.com for all the rest. And Bill, take it easy. We'll talk to you soon.
See you this weekend.
Bye now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that sounds awesome. I'm going to have to check that out.
I'm a fit to check.
Because I do like that 3D printing stuff, Scott. I don't know if I've mentioned it here, but...
You may be a fan. You might like making 3D printed items.
I just might, yeah.
Do you bring anything with you, or are you going to not do that?
No, I had a... sounds like art imitating life, but I had a problem with my extruder.
Oh, no. Did you really?
I fixed it this morning thanks to them emailing me a description of what to do, and basically was just like, yeah, take off the fan, take off the heat sink, both are which just held on with 2 screws, and then you tighten this one little screw which probably got dislodged, and you're fine. And sure enough, that was it. That solved the problem. But it pushed me back so far on that the Black Hand two-handed axe that I'm not going to have it done in time for
darn it,
for BlizzCon. Yeah.
Well, it was worth the effort. May your extruder ever heal. All right, what are we doing now? Oh, we're calling
the jury.
Yeah, that's right, because we got him
Justin Robin Young.
Justin Robin Young. You may know him from the internet. Let's see. Justin Roberta Young. He's probably in the airport, is my thinking.
Yeah.
Which, you know what that means. This could be bad.
Right, we're gonna get weird audio interruptions about the red zone being for loading and unloading only.
Flight 418 has been canceled due to a bearded man that some think to be a terrorist. He comes from Oakland. All right, we're going to try to get him in. He's ringing. Let's see if this works. I hope it does. This does not bode well so far. Here, I'll text him and just say, hey, we're ringing you. Ringing you. Just gives me a chance to save the show. I always like these moments.
Okay, sure. Save the show!
Save the show. Save the clock tower! All right, let's get in here. All right, we're going to try to get him in. He's ringing. All right. Save. Never hurt nobody to... Ooh, listen. That's pretty cool. That sounded all right. All right, he's not picking up. Maybe we are out of luck after all.
Well, let's do the email and get a message to him, and maybe he'll...
I like that idea.
Figure out how to join us.
While we get a hold of Justin, which is happening, hopefully. And if he interrupts, we'll just interrupt this email.
Did you know you're calling me a second time?
No, how am I doing that?
I don't know. But I've got a second Skype call window that just opened up.
What the heck? Yeah, I got that too.
Okay, there we go. Now it just hung up.
Oh, hello?
Hello.
Oh, hi.
There we go. That's how that works.
That was really weird. Skype did the strangest thing just now. I don't have an explanation for it. Hold on, I gotta play this.
These are their stories.
Oh, I'm terrible with names.
Justin Robin Young joins us.
Yes, welcome, Justin Robin Young.
Yeah, how you feel about that? That's pretty good. How they messed that up. Not that.
Holy typographic errors, Batman.
Justin Robin Sparkles Young.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. For those who don't know what we're referring to, is this big map of like all the podcasters and where they overlap.
And by the way, a very, very flattering one for us. Like,
I agree.
You know, we between like people on this podcast and our immediate phone books, we dominate half of podcasting according to that map, which I was very happy to see.
And I don't know if you can hear it in his voice, but when Leo talks about it, I sense a slight sound of consternation that his circle's smaller than mine, or as he put it, his unit.
Oh, snap.
So here it is. I'm going to play it again.
Scott Johnson's got quite the... Yeah, he does. Quite the unit.
There you go. Got quite the unit.
I hadn't heard that. That's really funny.
Anyway. So thanks again, Brandon, for sending that to us. We're
and you do, by the way.
Yeah, we have a pretty good unit.
It's about time people recognize your unit.
It's more of a circumference thing, though, isn't it? Really?
Scott's unit has gone ignored for far too long.
I know. It's like a tuna can. It's just impressive.
So, okay, so you're one guy we're not going to see this weekend, sadly, but I'm so excited that you're...
next year.
Next year
There's
is
no way
there.
I'm missing it next year.
Yeah, but BlizzCon and all these Hearthstone finals, I'm going to be thinking of you while we're in there. I'll send you me flipping you off while that's happening. That way.
I haven't seen how my boy Nias... I got into esports because I watched the NA regionals in San Francisco with Dills, and I liked this dude Nias. He was like completely out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's not a professional esports player. Like his lovely wife like allowed him to like go play a live Hearthstone tournament across the country when she was like 9 3/4 months pregnant.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's easy to get behind. It's easy to get behind a guy like that. You want him to win. I have high hopes for him as well. So here's the deal though. What matters more than any of that is that you quit your day job and are now entering the fray of internet-only podcaster, content creator man's mode, and that's exciting, right?
No, it's tremendously exciting, and it's something that has kind of been brewing for a long time. I don't know. It's one of those things where like, it's been kind of a roller coaster of emotion because. I work for the Go Game, and it's a very small company, and I very much enjoy the company, and I can't really do things without kind of emotionally investing myself in them.
Yeah.
Probably sometimes to an unhealthy amount. There's a reason why I think I've kind of found myself in either very autonomous jobs that are actual jobs, or I've worked for myself pretty much my entire life.
Yeah.
And that's kind of because it's rough. It's rough to like, work with people and then say goodbye, and hope that you've left it better than when you showed up. But in the meanwhile, it's a big, bright, beautiful world, and I'm so excited to be able to put more effort, into this show and being able to like actually be in a place at a time.
What, you mean not in an airport with like a guy yelling about your bags and stuff like that?
Yeah, not relying on the inability of the Austin International Airport to get their control tower working, which has delayed my flight 2 hours.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Wait, control tower? Like the whole tower's down?
They had problems all through the weekend because they had some flooding, and they set up a backup tower, and then that had electrical problems, and they were like landing planes, the way that they did in Indiana Jones, like by sight and not by computers.
Wow.
Well, hopefully they don't make what was the thing in Die Hard 2, putting the artificial horizon 200 feet below the actual?
Yes.
Right. That was bad. That turned out badly for people.
Bad way to go. Poor Chief O'Brien.
Yeah, Chief O'Brien took it in the shorts on that one.
He did die harder.
Yeah, he died much harder.
He did.
Also, you forget how automated and how computer-aided this stuff is now, right? Like, you don't think about it until you hear about a delay, and you're like, holy shit, that's how everyone lands and takes off. There's like, it's a rule.
Well, and I've been on flights twice now where literally everything's been delayed because of like a blue screen of death in Chicago.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, Control Alt deleted all of the United flights that were happening at that moment. So yeah, no, I mean, listen, there's a very, 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 very exciting element of my life that will not involve me going to the airport twice a week, and be able to put really more effort into what I do, because it's kind of hard to put into words how frustrating it is to have a great relationship with audiences, but at the same time, like, understand that you're doing it with like two hands tied behind your back.
Sure. Yeah, and you have made and to some degree Schwood, you guys have made an art out of figuring how seat of the pants has served you in some ways. Like, you guys have figured out a way to make it work no matter what. This, like, against all odds, flight delay made it possible for you to be on today, for example. Like, we just figured out a way to make it freaking work. Mm-hmm. All this means is you get to take the energy that it took to make it work, given how many things sometimes are opposed to it, and not have that now. And
no, it's like training for a marathon by running on sand, and then all of a sudden being able to run on ground. It's something I'm super thrilled to do, and it's like now I finally have time. I can kind of get into stuff that I've always kind of wanted to, but didn't want to embarrass myself by half stepping, like YouTube and Twitch and stuff like that, where now I I can actually put effort into stuff like that. I can actually not save everything for the last minute. I can not squeeze it in whenever I can. I can actually have a schedule. Like, it's just something that is, I don't know. I mean, it really is. It's kind of like opening up this whole new realm of possibility, and hopefully, there's a lot more of me on every platform on which anybody enjoys me. Hopefully, including with Frog Pants, because now, at the very, very, very least, it's going to be a whole lot easier for us to schedule spoiler shows.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. And probably easier for you to schedule actual times to see films to base that on.
Yes. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
And without a doubt.
Yeah.
There's certainly that. So.
Yeah. And we've got we have some other ideas. So there's a lot of cool stuff happening. I think that's awesome. You're basically me circa 2008, in a lot of ways Brian circa freaking 2006. Yeah, like we're hearing about you going through this is very reminiscent for me, and I'm feeling a lot of feelings of what it was like then and what it's like now, and how quickly the time has gone since then. And Nick was 9, he's 15 now, like that, weird feelings like that. And what came of it, and the things I wish I would have done sooner and not been so chicken about, and the things that were the biggest challenges, and the stuff that were just in my head as challenges and turned out to be nothing. And You know, like you've opened the tuna can, really, of memories.
Yes.
So anyway, good job on that. I'm just real jazzed for you. I'm excited, and I think it's great.
Oh man, listen, just understand that for anybody listening, that the relationship that I've had with people who have listened to me here and listened to me on Night Attack and Jury and the new politics show and everything, like that. This is the reason why it's possible. This is the reason why this is happening, and it's just like, I don't know. It's almost hard to put it. And listen, here's a thing that you hear me say very, very infrequently. I'm kind of at a loss for words.
Yeah, that is an infrequent. That's not a jury term. I don't know what that even means. How does that work? Well, you'll find the terms. You'll find the words quickly enough, is my thinking. Because you'll quickly get into the whatever the rigmarole it is you do. It's funny. It's like when I quit because I didn't have enough time to put my full effort into it, and I wanted to make it my life. So when I did, I suddenly found that I had, what's this 8 to 10 hours a day I didn't used to have? Now let's fill that with so much stuff.
It
and
fills
now
up so quickly.
Now I don't have a day off. I don't have anything off. I'm basically the worst boss ever. My boss is a dick.
Yeah. My boss never gives me a break.
Yeah, he's the worst. So I'm excited for you to experience that part of this. Because I already think you were, in the parts where you were your own boss, you were already kind of a dick. You're going to be a huge dick to yourself. No sick days, no freaking, it's the worst. He really is a bastard when you get right down to it.
Well, I mean, part of that is my kind of nature anyway. Like, I'll be very much looking forward to buying a new computer with all of the unused PTO from the Go game, because I never take sick days and I don't like vacation.
Right.
But at the same time, part of it's because I just like to do, every day I want to know that I'm being able to do as much of what I love as possible.
Sure.
And like now, we're in a situation where it's like, okay, so BlizzCon kind of snuck up, and now I'm like, oh man, there is like nothing, as I'm seeing like pictures of Garrett and Jocelyn coming from Florida, and like you guys and Bill and like everybody going down there. I'm like, and Dills, and I'm like, man, like this would be I would love to just go, but like we're at the tail end of like, I got a gig on Saturday, and I don't have control of my own destiny.
Yeah, and you will soon. You will soon.
I know, but it's like this is what I'm super excited about. Although Ashley has like already told me, she's like listen, like the thing you need to work on is discipline in understanding what you can and can't do, because I have a tendency to like put 10 things on my to-do list knowing I can only do 4, completing 5 of them, and then punching myself in the face for not doing the other 5.
Geez, Brian, does any of this sound familiar about like also the women in our lives who help us try to get a focus on what the crap we're doing? This is all so bringing back memories. Also, that lady is loud.
Yeah.
Holy shit, listen to her.
Let her blow up your bag and move on. Jeez.
Yeah. No, this is a busy LAX terminal. And also the thing is, like, normally I try to retreat to like, they've got a little conference area in the United Club whenever I do these. But unfortunately, like I have no idea when they're going to board this flight, so I literally just have to stand outside, or or else risk being stranded here in LAX.
Well, you don't want that. Do not get stranded. Well, good. Well, I'm jazzed. Well, obviously this stuff will come up later, but one final thing, I have a question for you, and I know it's a thing. It could be its own segment, but I really want to get it out there.
Sure. Yeah. Go.
When Donald Trump says,
"Yes,
make America great again,"
yeah,
what is he talking about?
Okay, number one, can we understand this, that you're starting to border on crazy ant territory?
I know,
but about politics.
I know.
I'm saying this as a friend.
I know.
I'm saying this as a friend.
Just
look at